All right, so here's pretty much my entire arrangement. Let's zoom all the way in. And you can see that I have, chords. I have the drums and bass are quite active. Couple of, there's the riser right here. There's some lead lines, a pad that actually kind of functions sort of as a lead too. These are the arpeggios, and then here, these are my reverses. These two tracks could go away if I wanted to delete them, but I thought maybe I'd want to use them later. This is a pretty sparse track right now, and quite honestly, there's a lot more we could probably do to it, but for right now, it's just going to have to do. So the thing I want to show you now is some of the automation. Let's go ahead and take a look at the bass, and you can see that in my mid bass there's a lot of automation, and really what I wanted it to do is I did some ping-ponging. I wanted this track, this idea, to go left and right, left and right. Let me zoom in so you can see that that's what it's doing. Here we're on the left, then the right, left, right. And so it just kind of goes back and forth. And I could have done that with the track that I had recorded in there, but clips and arrangements don't work quite the same way. So I actually went back over to the clip view and handled that there, and then copied the clip back in here, and then use the duplicate command, Command D, to just keep duplicating it. And that ended up being a lot easier than having to write in this automation for every single measure. So let's solo that, and we'll take a listen, you can just hear it. And you may notice that there's a delay on there too. We'll talk about that when I get back to the effects. So there's quite a bit of other automation in here, and I'll just show you a little bit of it. Under the arpeggiators, you can see that I'm using panning, and I'm going from left to right, and I did that, I think, pretty much all the way through this, or most of the way through. I guess I didn't do it here, so here, let's go ahead and do it. We'll put in 3 marks, 1, 2, 3 edit points, and we'll pull the one up in the middle up. Okay, and so that goes there, and here we can even do that here. 1, 2, 3. And so now this is going to go left, right, left, right. Let's go ahead and solo that and take a listen to it. And as I said, that's a pretty common thing to do, is to move arpeggiators around with it. Okay, so now I've got that moving around a little bit too. Let's see. In my on my pads here, I did a couple of things too. I added in an EQ3 that I'll turn on a little later on. Let's see, I didn't do anything with the chord, or what did we do with the mixer? Yes, right here. I decided I wanted to make these swell a little bit, and so I have little volume swells going on through most of the lines. And so here we can solo that, and we'll listen to that. And it's just it's a subtle effect, but it works pretty well. So while volume and panning is the main automation that I did, I also use it occasionally to turn effects devices on. And you can see that I've got an EQ3 on this lead track. Here, we'll go down here, and you can see that's down there. And it's set up so that it will turn on or turn off some of the bands. And so here the high is on, and then here the high is off, and then it's back on here again. And so that's the other way that I use this. So basically, for automation, in the arrangement view anyway, we're primarily doing things using volume, panning, and turning effects on and off, and doing or changing the effects. The other types of automation, when you're actually modifying the instruments in Reason, has to be done in the clip itself. And then let me show you one example of where I did do that. In our arpeggios here, let's see, was it? Yeah, so if you look at the envelopes, let's see, and where did it's down here at the end here. You can see that I've drawn in a controller for rotary 1 on both of these clips. And rotary 1, then, if we go back to Reason, you'll see that on the arpeggiators, the rotaries now are assigned to the filter frequency and the resonance, and so that makes some movement there, and so we'll actually put that assignment there. And so that's when you want to work with the devices in Reason. You have to still work in the clip view. So that gives you pretty much a good overview of how the automation is being used in this particular piece.